How powerful is Cox Internet? Powerful enough to let your band members in Vegas, Phoenix, and Rhode Island jam like you're all in the same garage. Get Cox Internet powered by fiber with America's fastest download speeds. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, always building better. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial connection. Speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms and other restrictions may apply. Analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data. Fixed median download speeds. US Q3 2023.
Your fever is high and the pressure to log in at work is too. But when you finally decide to take care of you, there's Instacart. Just because that one perfect coworker of yours is attending all meetings, camera on while she's sneezing, coughing, and aching, doesn't mean you have to do the same. Take it from us. Trying to stay on top of things will only get you further behind. Instead, get everything from tissues and teas to cough suppressants and comforting soups delivered through Instacart in as fast as 30 minutes. If anyone needs anything, they can just redirect their questions to that one perfect coworker of yours.
Old Man Winter here. If I had it my way, it would stay winter all year long. Short days, wind chill, black ice, and a good polar vortex. Oh, heaven! Wait, is it getting warm in here?
Your cold snap is over, Old Man Winter. Spring has arrived.
Spring.
Spring is here, which means it's the perfect time to get away in the Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, where you can get great deals on all of our award-winning Hyundai models, like the tech-filled Tucson and Kona, as well as the spacious Palisade. Enjoy wherever you go with the peace of mind that comes with America's best warranty and 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. But hurry in, these deals won't last. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end soon. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Stand by for an urgent bulletin.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
So I feel like I'm a kind of a local hero.
It's all fun on top.
Jeff Lutz.
I'm about to start winning some awards.
You're living in a world of make-believe with flowers and bells and leprechauns and magic frogs with funny little hats.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Are you ready? Let's go!
Hello again, everybody. It is a Monday edition, the Bob and Jeff Show, KFH Radio. Bob Lutz, Jeff Lutz with you as co-host. Max Power is producing and engineering the show. 869-1240 is the hotline number. Lots going on. You had a busy weekend out at state tournament action. Our local teams didn't win as many as I'd hoped for. But they won some.
We got a few.
Congratulations to Cape and Mount Carmel and McPherson in the boys' ranks, and to Wichita Independent School in the girls' ranks. Our local
was that it?
Winners.
I thought we had like
Mound Ridge boys won too.
In Cunningham,
we're gonna pull them in. Cunningham's not local.
Where is Cunningham?
See, you don't even know. Where is Cunningham?
They're down. They're south of us.
No. They're due west.
And a little west.
They're between Pratt. They're between Kingman and Pratt.
That feels like south.
Or are they beyond Pratt? I've driven that 1,000,000 times.
Well, everything west of Pratt doesn't really seem like.
You are horrible with your state's geography. You would think that you just peruse a map. I used to do that all the time.
No, I don't.
There's
no need for me to peruse a map.
Well, that just that apple did not hit.
It's like why don't you listen to 8-track? I mean, because it's why would I? What's
because
the point?
Aren't you just curious about your state?
Why? I mean, if I want to go somewhere, I'll go, and I'll get led there by my phone. And
there's still times when I get on Google and look up towns and cities, and I'm just curious.
I'm interested in cities, and
you don't seem to be curious.
I'm not that interested in their exact location.
You don't seem to be nearly as curious as I am.
Why are you so combative today?
I'm not combative.
What? Yeah, you were. You're combative off the air. You're combative on the air.
What was I combative about?
Who do you like on your team?
Your team's terrible.
And me telling you that spring training results don't matter.
No, results don't matter. Individual
results
do.
No, they don't.
Of course they do.
JoJo Romero might have just been going out, hey, I need this. I'm working on this 2-seam grip today.
No, that's not it.
But you don't know that.
I do know that. He's trying to secure a spot. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. JoJo Romero is not one of those you pencil in and say, he's in our bullpen.
Well, that doesn't mean he
love
needs
him
to
to
go
be in our bullpen.
Just let it go like it's Game 7 of the World Series
You
on
go
March
out and
11th.
pitch your tail off.
You pitch as well as you can on March 11th.
They've been in camp now almost a month. When you get that opportunity to pitch, which you only get a couple times a week in spring training, you make the most of it.
Well,
and if you don't, you put yourself in a bubble, on a bubble. That's the way it works.
I don't think
he's not a guy that has the resume and security.
But I don't think
to just
even
go
the
out
managers
and pitch poorly.
You never
and
see
make the team. That's just not how it works.
But you also never see a manager or a front office person going, "Well, he only went 1 for 5 today, so he's down on our list."
Different with hitters.
It's not. It's still metrics and what is he doing
with hitters.
on the backfields. And
if a hitter is trying to make this team, and for the Cardinals, there are very few spots available, even with injuries. So you pretty much know who the hitters are going to be. You have no idea what your bullpen is going to look like. So for JoJo Romero, who's hopefully a part of that bullpen, he has to pitch well.
If you're making
today is a setback.
If you're making roster
I don't want to have an argument with you about this because I'm right.
Well, if you're making roster decisions based on a small sample in March, you are a bad organization.
No, you're not. You're for guys on the bubble. Do you not understand what I'm saying?
Yes, but the results of the games
I want you to listen
have
to me.
so little to do with it.
I want you to listen to me as closely as you can.
You're not listening
without
to me.
talking. JoJo Romero is a guy the Cardinals would love to have secure a spot in their bullpen. Okay?
Sure.
But he doesn't have that spot. It's not nailed down for JoJo Romero the way it is for Ryan Helsley. Ryan Helsley can go out and give up 5 runs in an inning. He's still going to be on the roster. He's got that kind of leeway. Okay?
Sure.
No, very few others in the Cardinals bullpen have that. It's a fight for spots. That's for the Cardinals this year. Their rotation, pretty well set. Their lineup, pretty well set. Their bench, pretty well set. Doesn't really matter what those guys do. It matters for guys in their bullpen. It matters for guys in their bullpen.
Agree to disagree on
All
that.
right, 869-1240. On that note, we'll tell you about what we have on the show today. CC Wong, Wichita State softball, will join us at 2:25. She's their leading hitter. Wouldn't say she's having a Sidney McKinney type start, but kind of in that realm. She's
got some homers.
She's been tearing the cover off the ball. At 2:45, Camden Johnson, Wichita State baseball. They just won 2 of 3 over the weekend against Long Beach here at X Stadium. Camden Johnson, the leading hitter for the Shocker baseball team, will join us at 2:45. At 3 o'clock, Rick Ankiel, former Cardinal phenom, probably one of the most exciting prospects I've ever seen with the Cardinals. And it happened for a little bit. Then he blew things out, didn't work as a pitcher. Came back a few years later as a hitter. Did pretty well.
Hit 25 home runs one year.
So Rick Ankiel, who's told his story in a book, and everybody knows Rick Ankiel's story. He'll be on this show at 3 o'clock as we continue talking to Cardinals, former Cardinals. Who do we have later in the week?
I don't know. I've reached out to some folks. And
who have you reached out to?
I reached out to, let's see.
Any Royals on that list?
Yes. Rex Hudler. But has Rex Hudler responded? He has not.
Well, he's also a former Cardinal.
That's what I'm saying.
Royal broadcaster.
That would cover the bases. That's what Vince Coleman. Nothing back from Vince.
Vince Coleman.
Nothing back from Andy Van Slyke.
Huh? What about Andy Bennis?
I could look for him.
That would be a great one because he pitched here for the Wichita Wranglers.
Yeah, I like that. It's a good idea. It's hard because you don't know if 2 or 3 guys are going to say yes. And
yeah, you just blanket things. Just put some out there.
That's what I do.
You've done. So Rick Ankiel, the latest Cardinal to join us, will have a Bob and Jeff draft. He finally broke my winning streak last week.
Crushed you.
Today we're going to do Robert De Niro movies.
Are we?
Yep.
For what reason?
I just don't. I saw him on the Oscars last night. Well, I can't wait to get Mike Furchess on. I got bones to pick, but I'm not going to be here Wednesday. Maybe we'll get Mike on tomorrow.
You're going to steal him from me on Wednesday?
Yeah, I think so. I think I am.
I don't think that's right. He's a Wednesday
I want
guy.
to talk to him about the Oscars. So we'll get Mike on. Maybe I'll get him on today. This will just be a show full of interviews.
Up to you.
Now's the iron's hot right now.
Well, I think once the Oscars are over, it's kind of...
No, you got things to talk
There's
about.
not a lot lingering. We've moved on.
You didn't watch it.
Did not.
That's pathetic. I mean, that's truly... you've just totally thrown your arms up at everything that involves entertainment.
Not everything. I like music.
Why not movies and TV? What happened?
It's too much. I have no desire to keep up with all this stuff.
Well, you don't have to keep up with all this stuff. You pick out your favorites and you watch them.
Yeah, I guess, but everything's on a different streaming platform. Nothing's really ready-made for anybody these days. You just have to
all
go...
you got to do is look around.
Yeah, I'm not a look-around guy. I was watching the Scott Hall A&E documentary last night.
Who cares?
This is good stuff. I love Scott Hall.
That's pathetic that's what you choose to watch.
It was very good. And I am and was a big Scott Hall guy. So that was an interesting...
good for you.
Interesting view.
I suppose. I mean, that's what you watch. You're wrapped up in WWE.
Well, I like those stories, and there's a lot
of good stories.
There are. Diamond Dallas Page.
Finally watched American Fiction the other night. Great movie. I still haven't gotten to all the nominees, but really enjoyed that. Jeffrey Wright, good actor. Sterling K. Brown, very good actor.
What did Emma Stone win for?
Small Things. I haven't watched that either. Mike Furchess says, see, this is why I got to get Mike. Text him. 3:40 today.
Do I have to?
3:40. See if he can come on with us briefly. He didn't like that movie One Iota, and they won a lot of awards last night. A lot of them behind the scenes, but I think they won for sound, costumes, cinematography. I mean, they won a lot.
Yeah,
now, Oppenheimer was the big winner, as I predicted. And the big surprise was Emma Stone over Lily Gladstone for her role in Killers of the Flower Moon. She'd won everything leading up to last night.
Well, that makes two now best actress winners for Emma Stone at the Oscars.
She's outstanding.
Good actress. From what I understand. I've seen her in some movies.
What have you seen her in? You used to be the guy.
Easy A.
You used to be the guy that could talk about this.
The Help and Crazy Stupid Love. I've seen her in a few movies.
But you don't watch movies anymore.
I don't not watch movies. Just don't watch that many. And I'm certainly not going to go out of my way to watch a whole bunch of Oscar nominated.
But you used to be a guy that watched movies.
Well, here's every movie. It's either a big superhero movie or some artsy movie that I don't really have a whole lot of interest in. I just want normal, everyday...
You think The Holdovers was an artsy movie?
No, but I watched it. That's why I watched it.
You think American Fiction is an artsy movie?
Yeah, if it starts with American, probably...
No, it's not artsy at all.
Usually some kind of...
You think...
what was American Fiction about? A guy writing a book or something?
Yeah, it's tremendous. Fantastic. Well written, great dialogue, great acting. Anatomy of a Fall, that's not an artsy movie. That was fantastic as well.
What's that about?
You don't need to know.
I'm down, hurting his leg.
You know what? I'm going to go with Mike Furchess and Duda as my co-host.
See, that's fine. That's great, but don't ever ask like, oh, well, why don't you show any interest, or why don't? And here I am asking, well, what's that one about? Oh, it doesn't matter. Be quiet. You're fired.
Yeah,
that's pretty hypocritical.
You should know what it's about. In my world,
it's a guy.
About whether a woman murdered her husband by pushing him out of a window. It's the anatomy of a fall, literally.
So it's not about a guy just like spraining his ankle or something. That's good.
See, you're smart. You know what?
Well,
I don't.
You didn't tell me, so I have to draw my own conclusions.
I texted you this week that, Jeff, I kind of miss you, and I do. It's kind of the weirdest thing.
What is that about?
It's kind of the weirdest thing.
Don't you have fun when I'm around?
Have you had people like this in your life that you really kind of convince yourself that you do miss them? And then they come around and you're saying to yourself, did I miss him?
I'm not a big miss guy. I'm not a miss people guy, usually.
See, there you go again.
Well, I'm not.
You're not a human. What you're describing is a robot. I don't watch movies that have anything to do with emotion. I don't
so
miss
far
anyone.
from the truth.
I just sit in my chair and watch Scott Hall documentary.
Yeah, that wasn't emotional.
Did a tear come to your eye?
No tears, but it's like more anguish. It's like hard to watch in some spots.
Really?
A little bit, yeah. A guy, went off the rails a few times.
Well,
and you felt for him because you have compassion, which is an emotion.
But you don't like emotional movies.
I didn't say that. I love emotional movies. They just have to be about real stories, real people. Not everyone's going to murder their husband. I'll watch Dateline for that.
I like movies that involve that. I like crime dramas.
It's all
my
good.
Favorite. That's my favorite.
That's all good.
I like trying to figure things out.
I like lighthearted.
I also like epics, and Oppenheimer's an epic, and it will be regarded as that in 50 years. That cast will be revered forever. We'll never forget about that movie.
What is an epic in your definition?
An epic is an all-time movie.
It's pretty broad.
And that's, you know what? Forget De Niro today. We're going to do all-time movies. Epics.
What does that
Epic
even?
movies.
What does that even mean?
You can define it in your own way.
Okay, well, is Forrest Gump an epic?
Up to you. It's a subjective term.
So we're just doing pick movies. That's speaking of broad. That's a little broad.
Yeah, we're going to do De Niro. He's been in a lot of
3-hour plus movies.
No, he's been in a lot of epic movies.
Well, I'll win that. You're too close to it to win it.
No, I'm not. The first pick is easy. It's actually the first pick would probably lose today, because 2 and 3 would probably win.
Well, I don't know what 2 and 3 would be, but I do know what 1 would be.
Well, you'll go with The Godfather, and that's all fine and good. But then I'm going to hit you with 2 that win it.
Raging Bull and something else.
Maybe.
Was he in Taxi Driver? Or was
maybe
that Al Pacino?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Al Pacino gave out the Best Picture award and kind of flubbed it.
What did he say at first?
He just kind of he just kind of stumbled into it. Where's Mike Furchess when I need him? Call Mike and have him come over, and you can take the rest of the day off.
Oh, sweet.
Really? Did he text back?
No, not yet.
Why isn't he not listening?
I don't know. Usually he does. He must be doing something else.
So many things I'd like to bounce off of him.
Yeah, me too.
So many. What would you like to bounce off?
I would like to ask why he hasn't gotten a new birthday video for people yet. It's been years. He sends the same video every year.
It is a little repetitive.
I want something special and personalized to me.
I want something. Mike. Now you got me upset.
Don't be upset.
I don't like that.
It happens sometimes.
Another trip around the sun. Enjoy this.
Yeah, it's just the same thing, and give me something different.
Well, Mike, get on that.
Mix it up.
We'll see if you mention that to him when he joins.
Oh, I will.
I don't know if you will or not. I don't know if you have the cojones.
I bet I do, but we'll see.
To make that happen. Saquon Barkley to the Eagles. As I told you, I don't think running backs move the needle that much. But we'll see. Kirk Cousins.
He's one that
Falcons.
could, I guess.
So the Vikings are going with that kid?
Who?
Who stepped in last year when Cousins was down?
Oh, that guy they got from
the
Browns who was terrible.
No, he had a couple good games.
Yeah, and then he got benched himself. But I know who you're talking about.
What are they going to do?
Maybe they'll try to trade for Justin Fields or trade up. Yeah, Josh Dobbs. Nick Mullins is now their prohibitive starter, or whatever the word is.
Kirk Cousins to the Falcons is a stopgap move, but a good one. The Falcons could conceivably reach the playoffs with a Kirk Cousins at quarterback.
You would think.
Because nobody in that division is that good. You got Tampa. They've re-signed Baker Mayfield. You got the Saints. They're going with Derek Carr again. And then Carolina's a disaster. So what's to keep Atlanta from winning that division, perhaps?
Atlanta probably will win that division. Going from Taylor Heineke and their rookie from Cincinnati.
They're not a Super Bowl threat.
No, they're not a Super Bowl threat, but I'm going to say this. If Iowa State makes the Final Four, I go double or nothing on Green Bay making the Super Bowl.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna wait for the Super Bowl next year to have you eat.
Months.
If Iowa State makes the Final Four, and they're coming off a disappointing loss in Manhattan to K-State over the weekend, but if they make the Final Four, you will eat sardines. A can of sardines.
Not eating a can of sardines. I said I'll eat any one thing.
You'll eat a pinchful of sardines.
Maybe.
Iowa State now listed as a 2 seed, so the loss didn't kill them. Kansas a 4 seed in bracketology by Joe Lunardi.
What do they have to do to drop?
And who in the world are they going to put in out of the American? It's just going to be the winner of the conference tournament.
Yeah, seems like it.
And I watched
Florida Atlantic in.
I watched Indiana State and Drake yesterday, and I'm going to tell you right now, as I said on Twitter 10 years ago, I couldn't imagine saying that these two teams were putting on a show. But they put on a show.
Well, even like 20 years ago.
No, 10 years ago. I couldn't imagine saying that.
I get you.
Do you follow me?
Not usually.
Do you get what I say?
But I don't know.
Let me tell you right now.
Is saying 10 years or 20 years more impactful in that?
If Indiana State doesn't get into the tournament, I'm boycotting.
Well, they should. They're 29-6.
They're better than any team I saw in the American this year.
I could probably go with
that. Better
that.
Coached, more consistent, fun to watch. So is Drake. Kudos to the Valley. And every time I watch that tournament, I miss being in St. Louis.
How is Darian DeVries?
They know how to put on a tournament.
Still at Drake.
And I don't know. I don't check into things like
Coaching
that.
his son, I know, but his son could really play anywhere.
What's wrong with Drake?
It's Drake. There's nothing wrong with Drake.
He's made it happen. Time for a break. We got time to keep here. CC Wong from Shocker Softball will join us next. Shocker Softball off to a interesting start. Boy, they played a tough schedule in the early going. Their pitching has been a little lackluster, but their offense is strong. CC Wong, one of those offensive players, will join us next.
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
When the whole family comes together to watch the game, nobody wants to miss a second of the action to run to the grocery store. With Instacart, you can get all your weekly groceries in as fast as an hour. Less time shopping means more game time. Let's go. Visit instacart.com to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
Old Man Winter here. If I had it my way, it would stay winter all year long. Short days, wind chill, black ice, and a good polar vortex. Oh, heaven. Wait, is it getting warm in here?
Your cold snap is over, Old Man Winter. Spring has arrived.
spring.
Spring is here, which means it's the perfect time to get away in the Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, where you can get great deals on all of our award-winning Hyundai models, like the tech-filled Tucson and Kona, as well as the spacious Palisade. Enjoy wherever you go with the peace of mind that comes with America's best warranty and 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. But hurry in, these deals won't last. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end soon. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Here is CC Wong from Shocker Softball. Hello, CC.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing well. We appreciate you coming on the show. You're off to a very, very good start. Offensively, you're leading. Yeah, you're leading the Shockers with a .450 average. That's pretty good. Tell us about your background as a softball player.
Oh, yeah. So I think I'm on year 18, I think, of playing softball since I was 4 years old. I played softball, just club in Canada all my life until I went to JUCO at McLennan Community College for 2 years. And then I ended up at Grand Canyon, and then now I'm here at Wichita State. And it's been such an amazing journey, and I'm so honored to be here.
Yeah, you've got 5 home runs. You're hitting with power. I know that was a hallmark of yours in junior college. What about at Grand Canyon? Did you feel like you got the opportunities that you wanted or that you deserved? And what was the process of coming to Wichita State? How did they hear about you? How did you hear about them?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely at GCU. It was definitely a learning moment, and I appreciate everything they did for me. But I knew from what I wanted, I needed to try and go into the portal, and I'm thankful for the portal to be able to be here. And my junior college coach met Coach E and Coach B at one tournament in the summer, and a couple of conversations later, a couple calls later, and I found myself in a visit, and I knew instantly that this is the place I needed to be at.
Talking Shockers softball with CC Wong again. Off to a great start, batting .450 in the early going. So it looks like, just from an outsider's view, CC, it looks like this offense has been and will remain strong. The pitching started off pretty strong, too. It's kind of gone into a bit of a, I won't call it a tailspin, but maybe hasn't been as good as it was. What kind of faith do you have in this pitching staff that you guys will get it ramped up again?
Oh, I have all the faith in the world, all of it. I know that we'll work out through our kinks, and it's just a little bump in the road, but we have such an amazing pitching staff all around that I have no problem in seeing us in the future doing well. Absolutely. I have no doubt about it.
And nobody would say that you've not taken on a very difficult schedule, because this has been a very difficult and challenging schedule.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely been a fun ride and a hard one, but I think it's definitely been fun to go through and learn what we can do, who we can play, and how many wins we can get with this really hard set schedule. So it's been super fun.
So you grew up in British Columbia, right?
Yes, sir.
What was that like? I mean, it's Canada. It's north of us. I doubt it was too much different. But what was your experience growing up there? And you said you've been playing softball 18 years, so I imagine you got started pretty early. What drew you to the game initially?
Well, my whole family is around fast pitch and softball, and that's how my parents met. And I've just loved the game since I first had a bat and a ball in my hand and a glove. And ever since then, we took it. And my cousin played softball in college, and it's just been kind of a center for our family. And I love Canada, and I miss it all the time. It's just unfortunately not the greatest for college. So I knew that if I wanted to play in college ball, I had to come down south. And I've never looked back, and I've had such an awesome experience here.
Talking to Shocker softball with CC Wong. Again, the Shockers in Lawrence tomorrow night to play the Jayhawks in a doubleheader. Then on to East Carolina for a 3-game set over the weekend. So you've got Addison Barnard on this team. Barnard, right?
There you go. Yep.
There I
Barnard.
go. Addison Barnard on this team, and she's been a leader for Shocker softball for a long time. You're also an older player, a veteran player, a leader on this team, I presume. So how's that relationship with her been?
Oh, it's been awesome. Having her as someone who I can talk to and just work things out with. She is such an amazing person and such a great leader on this team and such a hard worker where she deserves everything that she does. And it's just such an honor playing next to her and being her teammate. And it's just been such a fun ride.
How important was it for you this season to start off well, you personally? As a transfer player, I don't know if you were guaranteed anything. You certainly had a track record as a power hitter, but just to make sure that your name was kind of penciled in or pinned into the lineup, I guess, every day, how important was that fast start?
It's important, and just working every day to get better, being from the transfer, you just don't know what's going to happen fully, and you just got to kind of have faith that the work you put in and everything like that gets through. And it's definitely good to start off hot, but it's not everything. You just got to keep working, and even though you might be putting up the numbers, you just got to keep going and practicing and put in all the effort you can, for sure. Yeah.
All right, continuing with CC Wong. So you grew up in Canada. You played junior college softball in Texas. Then you went to Grand Canyon. So when you decided to come to Wichita State, had you ever been here before? What did you know, not just about the softball program, that's going to be good, but what did you know about Wichita? What has impressed you about Wichita and your time here? And has Wichita made an impact for you?
Yeah, well, I didn't really know Wichita at all, the city and stuff like that before coming here. Yet, like you said, I knew Wichita had a great program, great school. And so when I came here, I thought it was beautiful and, in its own way, and may not have the mountains like back home, but I've just loved it so much. And the people here are just so amazing and so nice, where anywhere I go, I just feel so comfortable, and I've never had to worry about mean people, and it's just made it so easy to move here and try and find a home here. And I'm so thankful for Wichita for letting me be here. Just the city and the program and everything.
Are you telling me that
amazing?
Are you telling me you haven't seen the mountain range south of town? No, I'm kidding. There is not one. So
I'm like, I don't think so.
So what? No, it's not there. It's a mirage if you do. CC Wong with us, our final moments with her. I was just looking at the schedule, and you can say the same thing about baseball, but you started back on February 9th with games, and you played 18 games in the span of just over a month. It's like it just hits you, and then it's your feet are in the fire. Is that a difficult adjustment?
It's definitely hard for anyone to just keep playing, but the coaches have made sure that we're ready, and the coaching staff entirely has made sure that we know what we're getting into, and we know it's not going to be an easy road, but to just keep fighting and to keep putting in the work, and all our hard work will pay off in the end, and we just got to keep pushing through, even if, some days we're more tired than others. That's part of it, and that's what you got to love, because one day you're going to miss it. And so just to keep fighting through it, and we're going to be good in the end.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. You're having a great season. We hope this success for you personally and for the Shockers continues. Thank you, CC, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been such a pleasure.
All right. CC Wong from Shocker Softball.
I forgot to ask what CC stands for. Does it say in her
why didn't you
bio?
Ask?
I just thought of it.
The question would then be, why didn't you ask?
I'm not a smart person sometimes. Not always quick on my feet.
Well, you're really not.
I should have been.
There's no periods between the...
There aren't anymore.
Is that what you do now?
That's not a thing anymore. Periods between initials are over.
back in my day, they existed.
Yeah, that ended when C.C. Sabathia took his out. No one's used periods in their name since.
Well, good for her. I don't know what it stands for. I guess we'll have to ask her the next time she's on. Thanks to Weston Pletcher back in the Shocker Media Relations for getting CC with us today. We appreciate it. And to Denning Gehrig from Media Relations for Shocker Softball for getting our next guest.
Baseball.
What'd I say?
Softball.
You don't need to worry about what I say.
Both just fantastic at their
No, seriously.
jobs.
What you don't need to worry about is what I say.
Well, I don't know if Denning would like to be characterized as a softball guy.
Well, he's with the baseball.
He might take that personally. We want to get that right for him.
He's with baseball. Camden Johnson joins us. Shocker softball. They are, 8-5, I believe, so far, coming off 2 of 3 over the weekend at home here against Long Beach. Hello, Camden.
Yes, sir. Hello. How are we doing?
Hey, we're happy to have you. So you're batting a cool .397 through the first 14 games of the year. You came in as a heralded hitter, but your hot start. Are you happy with that? I would presume.
Yes, sir. Obviously, I'm very happy. Couldn't have asked for a better start. You know, my teammates have been behind my back a lot, so they've been helping out with everything.
What's it like to come in as a freshman, be thrown right into that leadoff spot? I mean, I know you worked hard for it. There was a lot of work even in the fall and winter. But was that something that you'd expect, just kind of to be an immediate leader of this offense?
I definitely had my hopes, but it wasn't something I was expecting. I was kind of ready. I was ready to hear whatever news and fill whatever role they had for me. I definitely felt a lot of comfort in knowing that the coaches had that much trust in me to put me at leadoff spot right from the jump. And I knew I had a great group of guys behind me to hit me in. So I've always been that kind of hitter, just contact, base hits, get on base. So I just had to stick to my approach, my game plan, and I knew my guys would have my back. So
Camden Johnson, our guest from Shocker Baseball from Boerne, Texas, where you had an outstanding high school career. You were recruited to Wichita State by the previous coaching staff and opted to stay here when Brian Green came in as the head baseball coach. So a twofold question. Why did you decide to hang with Wichita State, and what has impressed you about Brian Green and his coaching staff so far?
So for me, deciding to stay, I obviously committed to the last coaching staff when I did, and but I was also committing to this town and this university because I honestly really liked it here when I came on my visit, and it's a very rich program. So it's an honor to play for this brand, and honestly, it was pretty late in the summer, about to come to school, so it was a little tough of a situation, but I knew there was nowhere I'd rather be for my first year of college. And Coach Green, I mean, he's done an unbelievable job. I can't imagine how hard it would be to come in to a whole new group of a bunch of guys that had never met each other before. And he's done an amazing job just staying patient and what he's been able to do and work with different lineups and just figure out what works best for our team. He's done a great job of it, and I think we're in a great spot with him right now.
So maybe it shouldn't be, but it is kind of rare to hear a high school athlete and then now a college freshman say, I was committing to the university and committing to the town. Where was that kind of instilled in you that, you're not just maybe necessarily committing to a part of the program, but, you want the full experience? Where was that kind of mindset and attitude? Is that something you just came up with along the way?
So I'm kind of from a smaller town compared to the rest of Texas, from Boerne, as y'all mentioned earlier. So I've always kind of grown up as kind of having that as my backbone, playing for a town. We've always been really involved with the community in high school, and we did Hounds for Hounds with the dog pound at home. We did a bunch of stuff with the community, and I've always been home tied, big, playing for my town, playing for the name on the front of the jersey. So that's always been a big thing for me, and loyalty will always be a big thing for me in my life. So when I committed to this town, I decided I was going to come and give Wichita everything I could. And so it was really a pretty easy decision to stick it out when the whole coaching change happened.
Talking with Camden Johnson from Shocker Softball. So I texted Denning Gehrig about getting you on the show, and he gave me some information about you. So the word that he used for your fall is terrible. That's his word, not mine. Tell me what happened after the fall that has propelled you to be really a different hitter.
Yeah, terrible would honestly be pretty generous. Yeah, I came in and it was a little hard, you know. I think if I had to guess like what went on, I think I was pushing myself a little bit too hard for this new coaching staff, trying to prove myself, and I think I just put too much weight on my shoulders. So going home for Christmas break is really what changed my mindset and helped me turn it around. When I got to go home stay with my parents, hang out with my friends, go work out with my friends, that's kind of when I really realized I took a step back, deep breath, and realized I was still just playing baseball, the same game I had been playing my whole life. And so when I came back, I really just kind of, in my mind, it couldn't get worse than I played in the fall. So I played a little more loose, a little more free. I trusted the coaches. I made a little mechanical change for my swing, and I just played with less weight on my shoulders and just took a deep breath and had fun again. And so I think that's really what's changed. But I'm glad it did, because the fall was not very pretty.
While I appreciate that answer and the honesty, I'm disturbed that you didn't mention your mother's chicken enchiladas and the role they played.
Oh, yeah. My mom's enchiladas for sure. I put on a little bit of weight, about 12 or so pounds over the break, and yeah, that was definitely due to my mom's enchiladas and her other cooking, of course, but that was just my favorite dish. So
So, there are some guys on this team who have been in the program for a few years, some veterans, but a lot of it is freshmen and junior college guys that kind of came together, over the fall and winter. What's it like being part of this team? What's the mentality of a team, like you played with an all-freshman infield a game this season, just the mentality of a team that, hasn't really played together a bunch and is kind of learning on the fly?
Yeah, so I got to shout out Mauricio Milan and Seth Stroh, Jordan Rogers, Caden Favors. I could go on and on, but those returners, they've done an unbelievable job. Usually around colleges, it's come in, the freshmen are the little guys. They got to do all the chores and stuff like that. But, this year it kind of had to be a little bit different. We all got embraced with open arms by the older guys because, they were going through the same thing we were. They didn't know what was going on. It was weird for them. But, I commend them. They've done an unbelievable job of just including us. And I think we have an awesome class of freshmen and JUCO transfers that all of us are insanely hardworking guys. Like, we have our scheduled list, but you'll see all of us in here lifting on our own, hitting on our own. And we're just a huge group of dudes that want it so bad. And we all have each other's back, whether we play the position we want or whether we start, we're not starting. Our dugout's always loud. The energy's great. So, that's been the big thing. It's just we're all working together because we all want it really bad. So that's been what's propelling.
And then I got to ask you, Camden. You mentioned you mentioned Favors, who's just been incredible in his last three starts, covering 22.2 innings, only one earned run allowed. Caden Favors, we're talking about, left-hander, senior. What's he doing right now?
I wish I could tell you. I wish I knew more about pitching. But I know the word around.
Well, pretend you're facing him. What would be the drawbacks of trying to get a hit off this guy?
Yeah, definitely. For me in the fall, I couldn't hit much anyone, but from Favors, what I can tell is he does an unbelievable job of, he commands his pitches really well. And so he's always keeping guys off balance. He throws the ball where he wants. He gets barrels. If we need a ground ball for double play, he'll get one. He does a great job doing what he wants to do on that mound. And if he makes a mistake, he won't miss it over the middle. 0-2, he won't miss over the middle. Those are the biggest things to me. It's just hard to get a barrel off him. He can throw any pitch for strike whenever he wants. He'll throw left-on-left changeups, which a lot of teams won't do. It's hard. You're really off balance against him, and so that's what he does a great job of doing. It's really hard to barrel him up, especially consistently, to put together a good inning. So.
Yeah, so, I asked you about the freshman infield, and you've been playing with a few shortstops, but Darnell Parker, another freshman, has been in there quite a few times. What have you learned about each other as a double play combination working together, and, what have your conversations been like?
Yeah, so, obviously in the fall, me and Darnell, even Camden Dernan, we all came in as shortstop, so it started off as straight competition, just trying to beat each other out, and of course it always was that. I feel we did a really good job of. I'm really close with those two guys, and as soon as I got into third, I was okay with it because I have full trust in Darnell and Cam Dernan. Whoever's playing short, I know we have trust in each other. So, it's awesome to have another freshman because we know. People might look at us as inexperienced, or we might be nervous, but deep down, me and Darnell know each other well enough to trust each other that we're going to make the plays that need to be made. Anytime a ground ball hits him, I might as well start walking in the dugout. I know I have that much trust in him that he's going to make the play, and I think he has the same trust in me. And when Cam Dernan's at shortstop, it goes the same way. So. It's awesome to have guys that are also freshmen that we're going to be here together for more than just this year, and we're going to continue to grow together. So,
good stuff. I'm sure Shocker fans love hearing what you have to say. We appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way, Camden. Again, Nebraska is on the docket this tomorrow night and Wednesday evening here in Wichita. It's nice to play a bunch of home games, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's very nice.
Well, good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. All right, Camden Johnson hooting almost 400.
Pretty good.
Shockers' first 13 games or so. They have Nebraska out at X Stadium tomorrow and Wednesday evening. Gonzaga coming in this weekend. They're only 3-10. Nebraska is 9-4. Shockers are in a stretch where they're playing 12 of 13 at home. Then they have a 3-game road trip and then 6 more at home.
You'll take that.
So that would be 18 of 22 at home. Right.
Yeah,
now.
they
that's a pretty nice stretch.
Hope we get some good weather for those games. I've been asked to do maybe a little PA out at X Stadium.
No, you haven't.
Oh, I sure have.
No, you haven't.
Oh, I sure have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, nobody asked you.
Tammy.
Really? To do PA?
Yeah, just,
What about you over me would lead that to happen?
Well, that's too long of an answer.
Now batting for the Shockers, Camden Johnson. Oh,
awful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I don't need to fake it. I can just, now batting, pretty much use my own voice.
That'd be awful.
We got to get to Rick.
Who?
Rick Ankiel.
Oh. Yeah, Rick Ankiel joins us next. Former Cardinal. Stay with us.
Why?
Why?
If you have T-Mobile 5G home internet, you might be hearing this
Why?
a lot.
Why?
Every time your internet slows down during the busiest hours.
Why?
Why?
Because your network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Good question. Why not switch to Cox Internet with 2 times faster download speeds than T-Mobile 5G home internet during peak hours?
Okay.
Stop the whys and visit cox.com/5G home for details. T-Mobile prioritizes certain T-Mobile phone users over home internet users during times of congestion.
The national sales event is on at your Toyota dealer, making now the perfect time to get a great deal on a dependable new car. Like a legendary Camry, built for performance and available with all-wheel drive, you can count on your new Camry to get anywhere you need to go. And with available features like heated seats and a multimedia touchscreen, you can stay connected in comfort and style. Or check out an affordable and reliable Corolla with a trim for every lifestyle. From the hip and agile sedan to the sporty hatchback, there's a dependable Corolla built just for you. Plus, both Camrys and Corollas are available in hybrid models. So no matter your style, you can drive efficiently and affordably. And right now, your local Toyota dealer has more vehicles in stock and is making delivery on new vehicles almost every day. So visit your local Toyota dealer. And check out amazing national sales event deals on Camrys, Corollas, and more when you visit buyatoyota.com. Offers end April 1st. Toyota, let's go places.
Old Man Winter here. If I had it my way, it would stay winter all year long. Short days, wind chill, black ice, and a good polar vortex. Oh, heaven! Wait, is it getting warm in here?
Your cold snap is over, Old Man Winter. Spring has arrived.
Spring.
Spring is here, which means it's the perfect time to get away in the Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, where you can get great deals on all of our award-winning Hyundai models, like the tech-filled Tucson and Kona, as well as the spacious Palisade. Enjoy wherever you go with the peace of mind that comes with America's best warranty and 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. But hurry in, these deals won't last. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offers end soon. Call 562-314-4603 for details.